Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Excalibur Roundtable Tech Talk. I am Mike Fuson. We're going to continue our extended Tech Talk series and deep dives into our favorite chat platform, ConnectNow. And I'm joined by Ash Carr from ConnectNow. Ash, as always, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Mike. Great to be here. Thanks.
And what we've got on tap to talk about today is PreSteps and keyword functionality within ConnectNow. Now, one of the things that's been interesting as we've taken ConnectNow out to the market and we've talked to folks about chat, everybody has a bit of confusion of chatbot, chat systems, chat this, chat that, fill in the blanks. And one of the things that we find is a bit confusing, we've had actually a number of conversations with Gartner about this, is what people believe a chatbot will do. Most of the chatbots that are out there do exactly what you may think it does by name, which is really the bot technology, where it's spewing back information at you, and then that's about where it ends. It can simply respond to you, and that's it in a more virtual agent type of way. And what we've done with ConnectNow is, a lot of customers think that chatbots also have ConnectNow functionality, which is you can actually chat with a real person. And the answer to that question is for the majority of them, the answer is no. There is no real person on the other end. It could be a good AI, it could be a bad AI, it could be so-so AI, but that's where it ends. And what we've done with ConnectNow is we were able to give, using the PreSteps and the keywords, the ability to have that chatbot-like experience, if you will, where they're telling us what their problem is, and we may go ahead and give them a knowledge article that may help them solve their problem. But then the ability to actually get to a human being on the other end and be able to then have that chat. So it goes beyond that. Okay, I've given you the knowledge article. Now that's all I can do. And for many customers, that may be one of the struggles, is the knowledge base may not be as robust as they'd like it to be. And so you're kind of limited on what you're able to do. But we're also able to take this information that we've collected and also share it with the technician, so we have an idea what these folks are looking at. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Ash. I'm going to steal your thunder. I just think this is so exciting, because if you want a chatbot, you're getting that chatbot type of capability. But then when that doesn't work, that knowledge article is not the right knowledge article, or they don't understand what to do, they can actually chat with a person. So this can be running 24 hours a day, even though we don't have technicians potentially available 24/7. But we have the ability, when technicians are there, to be able to get them on. So again, no further ado, I'll turn it over to you, Ash, and let's talk about how this works.
Cheers, Mike. Absolutely. So the name of the game here essentially is self-help. So you've already alluded that these chat bots can get knowledge articles in front of users. But the trouble that we're seeing here is that it might take up to a minute for that bot to actually get that information to the user. And if you think about it, that entire exchange isn't necessary. We can prompt the user for those issues first and screen them out. AI can certainly be used as like a concierge service. We're actually experimenting at the moment. I always like to talk about the future in these things to describe what's coming soon. Chatbot is relevant. We want to explore it. We want to exploit it, but we don't feel that it's ever ready to fully take over a conversation, at least not in the very near future. It'll be a long while before IT technicians are replaced, I think. So let's take a look at examples on the sort of chat client in this case, and we'll start with PreSteps. And what PreSteps are essentially are either pre-typed articles that administrators can author within ConnectNow, or more interestingly, and what we're really going to be focusing on, is articles from external systems. And we're going to see a couple of demonstrations here. There's going to be one from Cherwell, and there's going to be one from ServiceNow. So if I click on the what's the nature of your query and go to remote access, we will see that ConnectNow has jumped over to ServiceNow and pulled out a couple of knowledge articles for us. And these have been linked in by administrators. So we know these should be relevant because administrators have actually chosen to link these articles together. And we'll show you how we actually configure that shortly. And this is exactly what we would see in ServiceNow. If I wanted to, I could click the link and it would actually take me to that external knowledge article in that interface. But we could read it within ConnectNow, decide if it's fixed our problem, and either say yes or no. If I were to click yes, why not go ahead and do it? We can see that the chat's been closed against the pre-step. And what's actually happened in the background there is all sorts of logins happened to identify that this pre-step has fixed that chat, which of course means we can link back to say that that knowledge article has technically fixed the chat. Let's take a look at an example from Cherwell, just to prove a point, essentially. So if I click here on desktop PC, we've got a slightly different one. Now, our Cherwell instance is a bit slower, so we'll just give it a second, but we can see now we've just got something about turn desktop alerts on or off. And in this instance, I'm going to say, no, this hasn't fixed my issue. And just for the sake of an example that I know really works really well, I am going to flip this over to remote access. And now we're going to talk about keywords, because the next sort of focus today. So if we haven't identified the user's issue based on those specific inputs, and again, we've spoken before that this form could be much larger, so there's much more opportunities to show users information. But if they get right to the end of the description and we still haven't quite figured out what they want, that's where keywords comes in. So if I type in, I need help setting up the VPN on my iPad, ConnectNow can do a number of things. It can first of all search Google if you want it to, and we can see that it will literally do a Google search, show you a list. But again, the things that we're more interested in are hooking into your existing knowledge base. This is information that's much more likely to be relevant. So I can click ServiceNow, and lo and behold, we've got one that says how to configure VPN for Apple devices. I can click it to open it. Let's save a bit of time and not wait for our ServiceNow instance to spool up and let me log in, etc., etc. But suffice to say, I could then view that sort of knowledge article from there. And this chat is now, we're tracking that the user has actually clicked this link. So let's say the user never came back to the chat. We can infer from that that knowledge article has resolved that issue. And we can also search Cherwell, or it's not going to show me any results in this instance because there are no knowledge articles related to VPNs, unfortunately, in this instance. But it's very useful to just show the user what does happen in the event that no articles are found. So there's two very powerful self-help features that do mimic that sort of chatbot functionality. You've mentioned when it boils down to it, you really are just talking to a robot that's performing these searches for you. And in many instances, that's actually slower than actually showing them the information like we are doing here.
Well, and we're able to take them to the next step, which is that they still need help driving it to a technician that can help affect that. And again, without losing sight of it, all of this is being tracked back against our ITSM system. And we're able to know, okay, they looked at a couple of knowledge articles. Here's the things that they did. Here's the chat. And this is flexible with its integration, where if we wanted to have it, because they used the article, create an incident and resolve that incident all at once, if that's a tracking mechanism we wanted, we could certainly do that. Now, obviously, that's not something typically that you do, because even through a self-service portal where you've got knowledge out there, we're just tracking, did the knowledge article potentially help them? So you have that flexibility within the platform to really track your items the way that you want because of the types of integrations that have been built with ConnectNow, and that can then be configured to suit a particular customer's needs, the way that they want it tracked and the way that they want things to function. And we're just calling out to the APIs and doing it the way we've set the system up to function. There's no voodoo being done. It's going to be to the customer's particular requirements. But this gives us that ability to have what everybody thinks of a chatbot. Oh, it's a virtual agent. We're giving you that virtual agent experience, but we're also taking that a step further by also giving you a non-virtual agent, an actual agent on the back end that's ready to assist if you need to. And that's where we've seen a lot of systems not necessarily kind of carry the ball all the way through to those end needs. Now, we've seen some systems, yes, what we can do is if they need to chat to an agent, we can tie into any sort of collaboration platform, a Microsoft
Mm.
Teams or this or that. And again, when we start to look at the collaboration platforms, those aren't built to provide the type of chat experience that we're talking about, which is the ability to capture that chat, be able to write it back easily. Other functions that we've talked about in previous episodes, chat transfers, chat the chat conferences, different things that we're providing a fulfilling customer experience, and we're doing it at super speed. We're not jumping between various systems to do it. It's all for the customer, a single stream and a single system and a single entry point that they've gone into to conduct their activity with us. So it's nice and clean and a great customer experience versus it having to jump over to a whole other platform to now further the customer experience and talking to a technician. So it's to me, very streamlined, very straightforward, and really again focused on the customer experience for both our end user and our customer that's coming in, but also our agent to help the agent, because all of this information drives to when the agent does get the call, they know what the person's already taken a look at. And it could be in your example, the VPN with their iPad, they read the article, but it's not working for some reason, or they missed a step or whatever it may be. But we have a pretty good idea why they're calling if these are articles that they've reviewed. And it wasn't successful for one reason or another. We could know what questions we need to ask. So exciting, so excited to share the ConnectNow platform with everyone that's out there. We'd love to provide for you, those of you that are consuming these videos. We're happy to do an end-to-end demo and show you all of the features and functions and the impact that ConnectNow can have on your organization. Ash, thank you for joining us. I look forward to our future conversations as we continue to explore ConnectNow. Thanks again, Ash.
Cheers, Mike. Take care.